everybody, welcome back to Habitatkitchen. I'm Andrew Beauchamp, and today we're making popsicles. Popsicles are probably one of my favorite foods. No, scratch that. They're my favorite food. So, making them at home just means I'm making them that much better, and I don't have to throw out that ugly plastic packaging at the end of the day. I'm not using a recipe today. I am creating an Andrew creation from my head, so bear with me. And we're using two things that are in season right now because that's the flavor combination, which is strawberry rhubarb. So let's get started on this recipe. I'll leave all of the ingredients that I'm using down below and you can follow along with me. Come on, let's get started. Now, I wouldn't usually cook all popsicles, but since I'm using rhubarb, you're gonna wanna cook it because rhubarb is extremely fibrous and chewy. And we don't want that. We want all the juice and all that wonderful flavor, but we don't want all the stringiness to it. And you have to do is cut up your fruit into smaller pieces. So nothing too big. This is just gonna help it break down in the pot faster, so that it cools down faster and you get to actually chill and have your popsicles faster. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put in my rhubarb into my pot. I have 2.5 cups of rhubarb, and then I'm going to add in my strawberries. Once again, 2.5 cups of freshly chopped strawberries, and all of that in there. Don't miss any because it's flavor. We had a quick issue with the camera, so you guys didn't actually see me adding the sugar, but I added 3/4 cup of sugar right into the pot. I gave it a quick stir. And even just since it's been sitting, the sugar has already helped release all these juices in here, which is great. But we need to put this on the heat to further cook it down and release all those flavors. So we're gonna cook this for about 10 to 20 minutes on medium to medium-low heat. While this was cooking away, my mom dropped these off on my front porch. These are strawberry plants. So thank you, Mom, for the beautiful plants. I thought it was so funny that I'm just happened to make strawberry rhubarb popsicles today, and she drops these off on my front doorstep. So thank you, Mom. I love you. It's been cooking for about 15 minutes now, and all of my fruits have broken down. They're all very soft. And that's exactly the way I want them. I'm just gonna turn off the heat and set it aside, and I'm gonna let it cool until it's workable, because right after this cools, I'm gonna strain it. I ended up straining it twice to make sure all those little seeds were out. You could probably get away with doing it only once, but I like to be thorough. And I ended up putting it into my container just so I could have the measurement of how much liquid I have here. I have almost 2 cups, and to fill all of my trays, I need about 2 cups. So we're kind of almost there. Thin this out a little bit. I'm just gonna add a bit of water, a few tablespoons. I'm gonna say that was about 2 tablespoons. We're gonna mix that in. Since we cooked down the rhubarb and the strawberries, we still have all that great flavor, but the kind of freshness is now gone. So we need to put that back in, and I've decided to put that back in. I'm going to add lime juice. And I've just juiced one. You're probably not gonna need much. It's just to give that zing of life back into the popsicle and back into the flavors that we've cooked down to make that beautiful puree. I'm just gonna add a little bit here. Good. And I'm gonna mix that all in together. Quickly, it's important to taste before you freeze. Looks really nice, first of all. That's already so good. Oh, a little bit more. I think it's almost there. I think it does need some more lime though. I'm gonna pour all that I have left in here. And I think it even needs a little more lime. I'm just gonna juice about another half a lime. ahead and retaste. That's where it's at. So definitely about 1.5 limes. It's kind of the hot spot. Okay, and now the easiest part, we get to pour our molds. And I'm gonna fill all these up. I'm gonna fill just to the top here, and I'm not gonna fill right up to the top, because whenever we go to stick in our popsicle sticks, you'll have a hell of a mess to clean up. So don't overfill them. Just to be careful. Perfect. Give them a little tap. And now it's time to put in the sticks. Now, if you have any sort of tray where they pop into place, I'm not sure if you can hear the click, but they kind of pop in. You don't want to push them down. You want to leave them just above that line, because whenever you go and take them out when they're frozen, you can snap the plastic, you can take the popsicle stick out without having the popsicle attached to it. So make sure to just leave them gently on the top. Don't push down on them. They're finished and they're ready to be frozen. So all we're gonna do is throw them into the freezer for at least 8 hours. I'm just gonna do it overnight. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully I have a delicious frozen treat. So it's the next day. I just came in from the garden because I remembered I had popsicles in the freezer waiting for me. So I quickly set up my camera and I rinsed off the mold. So here they are. I soaked it under some warm water for just a second, like the top here, just so they would easily come out, like this guy. And I'm very thrilled with it. Look at the color. You guys see that? And I'm just excited to taste it. It's a beautifully hot day out today, so let's give it a taste. It's almost like a sherbet. It's very, I wasn't expecting for it to be this smooth, but it is, and it's great. It's a delicious popsicle. And I made something else out of this recipe. Whenever I was straining out all of the fiber and seeds, I had a bit of this kind of applesauce, kind of textured with a bunch of seeds in it, left over from that. So I decided to not throw that away, lay it out on a dehydrator sheet, and I made fruit leather out of it. So if you had a lot left over like me, you can totally make fruit leather out of that, and that is just as good too. I'm gonna stick to the popsicle right now on this very hot day. So thank you guys for watching. Till next time, stay hungry, my friends.